Hi, thanks for coming to the University of Utah Marriott Library today. I wanted to share more of how to specifically do your assignment because I think I spent too much time on some other stuff and we got into the weeds and it was a lot of fun. So first things first, when you're doing an analysis of an argument or a debate, or you're looking at rhetoric, how people are saying things, how they're making sense of things together, especially on a divisive topic where we don't know, there's like pros and cons. How do you find those different points in a collection instead of kind of gleaning and wondering, well, did I get this right? You can actually do a contextual search in Google. So I'll just do debate colon. So if you were doing looking for recipes, song lyrics, or anything like that, when you put a colon there, that means that everything that you type afterwards is only going to be searched in the context of debate. This, I think it's like a Google Advanced Search sort of a thing. So you could do debate guns in schools, or you could do arguments, or you could do rhetoric. Let's see what rhetoric we have in guns in schools. And there'll be a lot of data, but I think in this one we're looking for those arguments, those points that people make, and who those people are. Are they left? Are they right? Are they young? Are they old? Are they from France? Are they from Canada? All those different ways of going on. Debate might be better for the open web because that shows that they're organizing information. Proposals, all sorts of different things like this. This would be more fruitful. And actually, I found something in honor of my first row group. There actually is a video of waffles versus pancakes. I imagine you're going to get a more serious concept for your paper, but this is how you would find some of those points. As you do your mind map, each point, so you have your main objective, and then you can start to put down points and maybe group those with specific populations and ideas like that. So this is kind of that brainstorming level. You could do this on an open Google search as well, but this is that context one. Let's go to the library catalog. This is the second step that I would do. I would take some of those things that I learned and I would look for articles on those. So you can go to material type, articles, and I'm going to do, I don't know if it's guns or firearms. So I can do those related terms. Or NRA, maybe I'll get rid of that one. I don't want just the NRA. And then on the second line, you can do debate or rhetoric or argument. And what it is going to do is going to look for every article that has either guns or firearms, and then debate or rhetoric or argument. Does that make sense? Since a lot has been going on this topic, let's just look at the last 5 years. 46,000 results, but on the right-hand side, you can go down to peer-reviewed journals. So that means this is scholarly. These are academics who are going to show you your data, the methodology, and they're going to process some of that stuff we found on the open web, and they're going to say, this is the most important argument. And I have to move my head and apply the filters. So here what we have is scholarly articles. So there's a policy studies journal, social science quarterly, and this isn't saying one is right or one is wrong, but in scholarship, they're saying here's the data, you get to decide as an informed citizen, as an informed scholar, as somebody who's learning. And there's 27,000. Here's another thing you can do is if you go down the right-hand side, you can see what field of study it goes into, and that might help you narrow down. Or if you find something, here's Canadian tools, the portrayal of characters. If you find one that really resonates with you, go into that article and they'll have keywords too. All of these are the keywords that have been set up by the author or authors of that particular article. And you could click on any one of these and go down and find supporting evidence for each one of those different policies that you were talking about. And you can see what the main idea is. Examine how groups portray themselves and their opponents. Ooh, that's great. So what is that? That's not propaganda. Maybe that's visual rhetoric. At any rate, you get the idea. What you choose, what you think is the most important thing. So don't think in academia or anything that there is a right article and a wrong article. It's what you find interesting. It's what you want to talk about. So don't try and impress your professor, but try and understand your own argument more. Let's move on to another database, that Academic Search Premier. Oh, I get it, so I don't have to go by topic. I can go by A. Let's do that same search. But remember, we're going to go down and say, oh, peer-reviewed only. So that's very scholarly. And I'm going to do advanced search. What if I didn't remember? Guns or firearms or weapons. There, gave me another keyword. Debate or rhetoric or argument. Ooh, strawman. That was one of those logical fallacies we were talking about. What do we do in this one if I want to see, well, what's the newest stuff? You can go on this date range finder and you can come up to a certain year. Or, this is kind of fun, you can go by date and see the newest stuff. The many databases have these similar things. Inadvertent nuclear escalation is irrelevant. You have to go through, because the machine logic, not necessarily an AI, put this together. So you will have to go through and figure out which ones you think apply or just were not quite related. So it looks like we got a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with it. I saw, however, a phrase. So if there's a phrase, we put it in quotes. Let's do that same search. And all of a sudden, there's a lot more focus. As you go, write down your keywords because you might come up with different keywords. So now we have gun control, debate or rhetoric or argument. Let's go to that final database where we can find the most important thing. Oh, by the way, for those of you if you missed it, you can get PDF full text. But if you can't get it, you click on the View It, Find It button, and it'll send you to links or the article or this page where it'll say, look in this database. And you just click on that and it'll send you to the article. If you run stuck on any of that, just send me an email at dale.larson@utah.edu. Okay, let's do that last database. The last one, the most important thing. So we know gun control is that big phrase. So let's go to Scopus so we can see the most cited thing. So you see what we've done here? We've started out kind of fuzzy and we didn't quite know what to search for. We got some info from Google, then we went in and found a few articles, and now we're going in with a focused search. So let's do, oh, on this one we could just add a search field there. So let's do gun control and debate or rhetoric or argument. Only 212, but don't forget this is like the top of the top journals. And then we can sort by the ones that have been cited the most, the highest impact. And look at this. This one doesn't have gun control at the top, but it talks about political beliefs. So maybe the theories about gun control and the rhetoric and the debate might not be about gun control, but it might be a construction of how somebody believes or thinks or is influenced. But let's see. Here we go. A cultural theory on gun risk perceptions. If you see something that looks really good that you like, this one looks pretty good, but it's kind of old. Look at that. That's like 20 years old. All you have to do is click on those citations. And you can sort those by the number of times cited. Ooh, isn't that cool? Trust and risk management. I'm looking for the guns. Oh, here we go. Racial resentment and whites gun policy preferences in contemporary America. This sounds biased, but they're looking at a specific population with specific beliefs, and they're analyzing it like a doctor would analyze any issue going on. They're using strong methodology with less bias, and then they're presenting the data so you, the reader, can decide. Isn't that cool? Again, here's that Find It, View It button. If you run stuck on any of these things, email me at dale.larson@utah.edu. I'm super stoked to help, and I'm happy to help. Okay. Awkward silence over. Bye-bye.